crepe? A lot of people aren't really sure.
Yeah, a crepe is a really flat pancake. It's kind of like the French version of a pancake, but you can do both sweet and savory with it. It's very thin, very light and airy, so it works really well.
Okay.
And you guys are based out of Corbin, right?
We are, yes. We are mobile, so we do all kinds of different events. We do the farmers market. We set up at different coffee shops. We do some catering events. So we get to kind of go where we please and where we're asked to be.
What made you guys think that there may be a market for crepes in southeastern Kentucky?
That's an excellent question. You know, in Lexington they have a creperie, in Knoxville they have a creperie, but anywhere between those two places, Somerset, Barberville, there's nothing else. So we sort of saw that there's a vacuum for something like a creperie, and so far it's worked out pretty well.
Well, I saw the menu posted a couple of times, and I said to Melissa, we've got to have them just so I can eat a crepe.
That's really the ulterior motive.
the only
of this
reason we're
interview.
here.
And also,
This isn't even going on
just
yet.
a really cool extra bit of information. Hilary and I used to do a talk show together for Cumberland called Patriot Talks. That's
Yes.
a little reunion for us. All right, we're gonna make some crepes while we talk.
Sure.
So what's gonna be the first one?
We're making our rosemary chicken, and that's our most popular crepe. It's crusted with our homegrown rosemary that we grow ourselves, pulled chicken, Havarti cheese, our homemade maple mustard sauce, and topped with microgreens.
Okay. So what exactly is a microgreen? How is that different
Had
from the normal
had that
green?
question quite a bit. Microgreen is essentially the baby sprout before it
Okay.
matures.
Of vegetables.
Yes,
So different
yes,
vegetables like
specifically vegetables.
radishes,
Mhm.
lettuces. So they're like super packed with nutrients, and they're considered a superfood. They're really
Okay.
good for you, and they just look really nice.
Is it a more of an intense flavor because it's tiny?
Actually,
You
not
think,
really.
or-
It's more subtle because
Okay.
it hasn't matured. So at least I assume that's the reason. I don't know the science behind it. But because it's not matured, it's not quite as flavorful.
Okay.
However, you can still pick that up. But like Hilary said, we use it because A, it looks pretty, and B, it is also packed with nutrients, so it's really
Yes.
healthy.
Yes.
Now, as far as the crepe making, did you have to take some classes, or did you just order the crepe maker and figure it out? Because I'll just tell you, I can't even flip a pancake without
I
messing
can't
it up.
either. I
People
can't either.
ask us that all the time, and honestly, we just love crepes. We make them at home. We eat them all the time ourselves. So we just decided, to go the commercial route, and this is a commercial crepe maker. So it did take a couple of,
Practice sessions.
practice
I guess.
sessions, yeah, to get it right, which we're still kind of perfecting now.
But how long have you guys been doing this?
On the commercial crepe maker, we've only been doing it since the beginning of the summer.
Oh, so
Yeah,
you're
late,
fairly new.
Yeah,
late
we're
June,
fairly
actually.
new.
And it seems like you guys are all over the place as far as the area, so
Yeah,
things
yeah.
are really going well.
We've had a really, really positive response and a great turnout. And, anytime you do something like this, you're never sure how people are going to respond to it, but people have loved our crepes. It's been great. This is our Havarti cheese.
Luckily, they landed exactly like this.
Perfect.
Thank you.
But yeah, we've actually set up at You and Me Coffee and Tea. That was our first venue, You and Me Coffee and Tea in downtown Corbin. Then we started with the Corbin Farmers Market on Tuesday nights, also in downtown Corbin. Goodness, we've done a couple of catering events. Did one for Help Me Grow, which is a group actually sponsored by the state of Kentucky. And they essentially put together programs to help at-risk youth, children specifically. And then, of course, we did the Gold Bug Extension Office for the Ag Office here in the UK. And we've also set up at a Common Ground here in Williamsburg.
Okay, so you guys have really been all over.
Yeah.
And if somebody did want to book you for an event, how could you be contacted?
The best way to contact us is our Facebook page, which is just under Oui Creperie, OUI Creperie. You can send us messages on there, and I have all my contact information as well. Or just show up at one of our events and contact us.
So what I love is that this is actually a lot bigger than I expected it to be. I expected, in my imagination, a crepe just
Yeah.
sounded like something small and dainty, and this
Well,
is a
it's
good
French.
sized meal.
And that was
When I
really
think French,
fast,
I
too.
think
Yeah.
small
Yes.
things.
Really fast.
Like if I was at home making pancakes, I would still be trying to make the batter perfect,
Why don't you break into this and tell us what
Do
you
it.
think? So what was this sauce you put on top of
This
it?
is our maple mustard sauce, and we make that ourselves. It's kind of like a honey mustard, but with
Okay.
maple syrup, and we get our maple syrup locally. It's got a really nice sweet and tang, so it just kind of gives it a nice little kick.
That's good.
Do you approve? Let's let him chew for a minute. So, I've noticed on your ingredient list that you have a lot of local farms on there. Could you tell us about that? What kind of farms do you have represented?
Sure. All of our flour we try to buy locally, so it's milled and sold here in Kentucky. Weisenberger flour. Anything that we can really get our hands on, we try to use. So anything local that we can get, jelly, honey, vegetables, fruits. We try to cater our menus around what we can get our hands on. So we
Okay.
love supporting local farmers and local producers, and so we try to do that as much as possible.
And because of that reason, of course, much of our menu is seasonal
Yeah.
as well.
It
We're
changes.
still looking for our local banana growers.
I don't know that you're going to find that here in Whitley County,
That's
but
one thing we're
Best-
not.
best
of luck with that.
yes.
Now, buying locally, is that something that you guys decided early on in your business, or you just decided?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we have growers in our family, and so it's something that we really care about, supporting the community, supporting those who are doing good things by growing fresh, wholesome foods, and that's something we really want to try to continue, is serve the best kind of food that we can.
That was one of our initial inspirations of getting this thing going in the first place, since knew we were going to probably do it at downtown events. That way we can support other vendors that will be at those same events.
I know I've been to the Tuesday market, and it's a really fun atmosphere that you kind of go around to this booth and that booth, and then go get your crepe and see on the menu like, oh, that's that farm that I talked to, like Bob
That
Lynch,
is
his jam. So then I know if I really like his jam, oh, I can just go right over there and buy it. So it creates a really fun atmosphere.
Yeah, it's a good community. We love the farmers market community, and how everybody supports each other, and so we love being a part of it. It's such an honor.
Right, and we're going to do a dessert right now, and I asked for this one specifically. I'm really excited about it. On this one, why don't you kind of walk us through?
Sure. This is our strawberry and white chocolate whipped cream. We make the whipped cream ourselves. It's kind of like a special of ours. It's a nice, subtle white chocolate taste, so it's not overpowering, just enough sweetness.
So what is that tool you're using right there?
This is called a robot,
Okay.
and
Very fancy.
it's a very fancy name for a crepe spreader.
Okay.
I would call it a wooden stick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But when you say thin, it looked thin when you put it on there, and then you use that
Yes.
to make it even more thin.
We try to get it as thin as possible, and you want the crepe to be bubbly and to absorb all those juices and all those
Okay.
flavors, and it's kind of like the French version of a tortilla shell, but it's a lot softer, a lot
absolutely.
fluffier.
That's a good description, I think.
Yes.
You definitely want to get it thin. Spongy crepe is not a crepe. A
Yes.
spongy
Okay.
crepe is a bad pancake.
And that's the pancake you get at mine.
It is lovely. And this is not Denny's, so it's very thin.
Okay, so we're on strawberries
Yes.
on here. This is looking good.
Yep, we're off to a good
I
start.
might have to fight you over this one.
You just put more strawberries on there, enough
We'll
for
see.
2 people at least.
Now, what goes into making the whipped cream?
The whipped cream, we use our own recipe, so we can
So
keep
it's
that
top
under
secret.
lock.
Top
secret.
But it is like a classic whipped cream that we whip ourselves, so cream obviously, and then white chocolate. I'll give you that much.
All right.
I'm excited to try it.
And then we put the strawberries in the middle, let them get all warm and juicy, so they're soft and sweet. And then we put the whipped cream on top. If you put it in the middle, it gets a little melty, and I don't like my whipped cream melty, so
No.
we just dollop it on top so you can kind of spread it out the way that you want it to be.
Now, that big stick that you're using, does
Yes.
it have a fancy name too?
This is actually a lefse flipper. If anybody's from northern Minnesota, you'll know what lefse is.
Okay.
Lefse is a potato. It's very similar to a crepe, but it's made with potato, so it's thicker. It's a lot heavier. And this is used by a lot of people who make lefse, Scandinavians.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
And it
was
works really
thinking
well.
it looked like paint stirrer. That
Yeah.
was my
Yeah.
Yeah, or
description
maybe
of
just
it.
like a whittled down yardstick?
Yeah, maybe. It's
Yes.
Well-worn yardstick, exactly.
The only place we've been able to find find this is in Minnesota, northern
Okay.
Minnesota, and online. So they have it everywhere up there because they love Lessa. Can't really find it down here.
No, again, that's a cultural thing,
Yes.
obviously.
This
She
is
mentioned
really
earlier how the
Gosh, that looks
crepe
good.
is sort of like
These
a
are gonna be my lunch.
French version of a tortilla, which is Spanish. You got your French, and then your Scandinavian flatbread is your lepsa.
Oh, we got some powdered sugar going on there, I
Yes.
think.
Of course.
All right,
Just
This
to
looks
top
so
it
good,
off.
guys.
time for a sugar rush. This will be great.
Quite literally the sugar on top.
Oh, it looks wonderful.
And there is our strawberries and white
All right.
chocolate
You
with
wanna-
cream.
Let's give it a taste. While I'm tasting this, there's an event coming up at the end of the month, right?
Yes, on August 30th, you all are going to be joining us. We're having a mini gallery featuring April Ballard. She is a blogger with Folk Magazine, and she's going to have some of her artwork. So Oui Creperie, you'll be here serving up your crepes. What are some things that people can expect to find when you come to set up? To
Well, you'll
serve?
definitely find the rosemary chicken and the white chocolate with cream and strawberries.
Which is excellent.
I'm going to try some of this.
Some of the other
Yeah, how about it?
ones we'll probably have is, we really like our s'mores crepe. You can't go wrong with s'mores in the
No.
summertime. Eggs and ham, our grilled cheese, and then we'll probably have a couple of specials in there that we'll make especially for the event.
That whipped cream is really good. It's
And-
got a nice flavor.
And also, I don't know if we can show sideways how big these are, but the prices on these, I mean, you really can't beat them. They're very well priced. They're excellent quality. What are your most popular ones?
Definitely
Well,
these
those are two
two.
of them right there,
Okay.
Definitely these two. The
So you made a good
rosemary
choice.
chicken. Yes, yes. And the rosemary chicken, hands down, is our most popular. People love it. People have talked about our maple mustard sauce, you know, how much they love that.
It
And
was
then
really good.
the white chocolate whipped cream, people love that too.
Interesting story about our maple mustard sauce too. A lot of people who have asked about it say, well, oh, no thanks, I don't like mustard. But since we do sweeten that up, a lot of the tanginess that some people don't find so appetizing in mustard is toned down a little bit. So we
Yeah,
actually,
I
a lot
really
of
like
mustard
it.
haters actually really
Convert
like that
them.
sauce. Yeah.
That's great. Once you add maple, you can't.
Yeah,
go
right.
wrong.
You can never go wrong with maple. All right, thank you guys so much for coming down and doing this. Again, you can find them on Facebook, Farmers Market on Tuesdays when they're there. Book them for some events, or just stop by an event and buy a crepe because you will not regret it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for